Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are safe and well at home. Welcome to online class. I, Ambalika Sharma, your social science teacher, is going to explain you the second chapter of Civics of Class 6, that is Prejudice and Discrimination. In this chapter, you will learn about prejudice, kinds of prejudice, children who are special, discrimination and inequality, equality in the Constitution. Children, if you look around the class, every student is different. Someone is heavy, someone is slim, someone has green eyes, someone has brown eyes, someone has brown ones, someone has fairer skin, someone has darker skin. We are all different. Nature did not imagine we will give names to each other to help recognize each other. So it made us different. Not only are the humans, even animals and plants not identical. They differ from each other even if they are from the same species. For example, you would have learned that each zebra has distinct design of stripes. As human beings, we are all members of the same society. We should learn to live in harmony with each other even if we are different in whatever manner. In this chapter, we shall see how sometimes we people tend to discriminate against some members of the society and why this is not fair as good human beings. So, children, what is prejudice? When people have expressed negative opinion about other people, places or things based on certain preconceived notions. Any unfavorable opinion that is formed without knowing the actual facts is called a prejudice. Prejudice affects our behavior towards a person. Based on a prejudice, we may become unnecessarily unfair and rude to somebody. This unfair treatment of people on the basis of prejudice is called discrimination. Now, just look at the following statements. People in the cities lead a very comfortable life. They are lazy and do not want to work hard. People in the villages are superstitious and backward. They are against any kind of development. All uneducated people are rude. We should not mix with people who are very different from us. The statements which I just said are the examples of prejudice. Sometimes our prejudices stem from one particular incident or person and we develop unfounded negative views about people. Prejudice is a very unhealthy attitude. We should get rid of all kinds of prejudices and try to judge people only after interacting with them personally and positively. So let us see what are the kinds of prejudice. Now, first one is prejudice based on gender. Women face a lot of prejudice at home and sometimes even at the workplace. On the basis of such prejudice, they are subjected to discrimination. Even today in many parts of the world, women are not treated at par with men. In many places, they are still considered solely as homemakers and are denied right to education. In some places, there are rigid rules on what women can or cannot do. Severe restrictions on the activities that women can do even today. They are not allowed to go out of the house or mix with the people freely. Very often, employed women get paid much less than their male counterparts for the same amount of work done. The next one is prejudice based on religious. Sometimes people belonging to a particular religion consider others to be inferior. They try to impose their thoughts and views on them. This is called religious prejudice. This often leads to violence and extreme hatred. The next one is prejudice based on race, region or caste. Prejudices based on region, race and caste, etc. are deep-rooted. People of the so far superior caste considered people belonging to the other classes inferior to them. Such an attitude leads to a lot of discrimination. The unprivileged class is not allowed to mix up with the so-called superior class. An extreme form of discrimination is untouchability. Similarly, some people consider their own region superior to the rest of the country. There are still others who think that they are racially superior than the rest of the population and try to dominate others. On such notion often led to violent conflicts and acrimony among people belonging to different communities. The next one is stereotypes. Sometimes we assign some qualities to a group of people, therefore forming a particular image of them. This image or belief about a person or a group of people based on the idea that everyone in that particular group will look or act in the same way is called stereotype. Let us look at some examples of stereotyping. Little Rohan fell down and started crying. His mother picked him up and consoled him by saying that boys don't cry. Rishi wants to learn Bharatnatyam along with his sister, but his father disagrees. When we stereotype people, we categorize them into certain groups. A common example of stereotype in the society is associating dolls, clothes, cooking, crying and shopping with girls and associating cars, outdoor games and bikes with boys. If a girl happens to love cars and bikes, we say that the girl has boy-like qualities. Similarly, if a boy cries, we tell him not to cry like a girl. Stereotypes are unfair because they prevent us from treating people as unique individuals with different qualities, abilities like dislikes. Prejudice, stereotype, and discrimination often lead to inequalities in society. Can you think of some stereotypes that are common in the society? Now let us see children who are special. Some children are special because they are differently abled. They might move around in a wheelchair or with the help of crutches, or they might need hearing aid to hear properly. Some children are not able to see while some others cannot read or write fluently like their friends. Special children need our special care and attention. They need love, respect and acceptance by others. We should neither take pity on them nor make fun of them. It is important that differently abled children do not face discrimination. Till recently, regular school did not admit children with special needs, so they had to attend special school meant for them. But now there are many inclusive schools where children with special needs get the opportunity to study together with other children, so that they may not feel that they belong to any separate category. The next topic is discrimination and inequality. We have studied that discrimination and prejudice often led to different kinds of inequality in the society. One of the most prominent examples of inequality is the caste system, in which people from the so-called upper classes consider everyone else in the society inferior and deny them most of their rights. Traditionally, Indian society has been divided into different castes on the basis of occupation. Brahmins, priests, Kshatriyas, rulers and warriors, and Vaishyas, traders, were considered to be superior caste and therefore respectable, while Shudras or the lower castes were oppressed and discriminated against. An extreme form of discrimination was untouchability. According to this practice, the assumed lower caste people were considered impure and untouchable and were forced to live outside the boundaries of the society. They were not allowed to interact with people belonging to the higher caste and were denied opportunities of education and even religious worship. Due to the Efforts of social reformers such as Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Sri Narayan Guru, Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the caste system as well as the practice of untouchability have been almost eradicated from the society. Today, all men and women are treated as equal and the practice of untouchability has been banned by the Indian Constitution. Now let us see the last topic of the chapter, that is equality in the Constitution. The Indian Constitution gives equal right to men and women and does not allow any discrimination on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Only for some sections of society which have been traditionally denied rights to education, the Constitution has made some special provisions called reservation so that they can work at par with the rest of the people in the society. Women and people belonging to the so-called lower classes have certain numbers of seats reserved for them in the government, educational institutions and offices. Moreover, to ensure equality and justice, the Constitution has granted every citizen of India certain basic rights irrespective of the differences in terms of caste, creed, sex, race and religion. These are called the fundamental rights. The preamble to the Constitution of India truly reflects Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's vision of a secular India free from caste and communal biases. So children, we should not create discrimination in the society. We should help those who did not get equal chances and opportunities so that they can live with dignity and lead a better life. So this was all about the chapter Prejudice and Discrimination.